guys, welcome back to my channel. In this week's video, this week I'm going to be doing I think it's around 5 different Christmas designs for you. These are all super quick, salon viable, and they're just quite pretty, so enjoy. So this first design is a kind of 3D Christmas bauble. I'm going to be using some glitters from Phoenix Glitter. Now some of the glitters I'm using are my absolute favourites, but I'm just going in with 2 coats of this gorgeous red colour. It's a proper Christmassy red, so I'm putting 2 coats on and curing it. Then once that's cured, I'm going to be getting a little bit of no wipe top coat on a fine liner brush, and I'm just going to kind of, I went slightly off centre, but I'm going to do a fairly large circle in the middle. Like I said, I do go a little bit off centre for this one, but this is just going to help stick my glitters onto it. You could obviously stick them into the tacky layer, but I just wanted to make sure they were going to be stuck on properly. So I'm going to be using some of the orange bubbles from Phoenix. I will put a discount code on because I'm going to be using a few of the products throughout this video. I'm also using some March hair, popping that on, and then I'm also going to use some of the blue purple bubbles and some of the mermaid glitter, and that is to just add a bit of dimension and different colours throughout the nail. So I'm just going to pop that over this section and then give it a cure. Once that's cured, I'm going to go over with just a thin layer of no wipe top coat, and this is so the whole nail is tack free and those glitters are completely locked in place. Once I've done that, I'm going in with a silver gel paint and my fine liner brush and just kind of adding some more details to the bauble. You can obviously do this any way you want. You can add a bow, you don't have to have a square top, that's just what I'm doing. I then cured it for 60 seconds and then top coated and cured that for 30. Then what I've done is I'm going in with some builder gel this time and just laying this over those glitters, and you can just see that it kind of makes that 3D effect. Then I cure that for 30 seconds. And then I'm just going in with another thin layer of the builder. This is just to build it up a little bit more so it stands out a little bit more proud of the nail. You don't have to do it this way, that's just how I want to do it. And then I'm going to finish him off with another layer of no wipe top coat and cure that for 30 seconds, and that's this one done. So you can see he's really pretty. The glitters all catch the light differently. It's just really nice. So this next one is one of my favourite things to do. I'm going to be using chromes and foils, and I'm going to be layering the foils today. So I've got these 2 foils from Phoenix. These are the Christmas foils. There's some cute ones. I'm using 2 different ones and I'm going to layer them. So what I've done is I've done 2 coats of black, and then I've put a very thin layer of no wipe top coat on my nail, and I'm going to cure that for just a couple of seconds. Before I cure it, I'm going to put my chromes onto my applicator, and I just do it beforehand because I'm not going to have enough time once I've put the nail in the lamp, but I'm going to do like a 3-way ombre. So I put that nail into cure, and like I said, it is literally just for 5 seconds. I then start to rub my chromes on the nail, and I just kind of go over the blended area, go over the area where the colours meet and just kind of blend them in a little bit better. And you kind of get this effect. It doesn't have to be perfect because we are going to put foils over it. I dust off the excess and I go in with a thin layer of foil gel and I cure that on my lamp. Once that's cured, I'm going in with my background foil. You could use like an iridescent foil. You didn't have to have 2 different like patterned foils. It's entirely up to you. I'm then going to go in with another thin layer of foil gel, cure it, and I'm going to put my kind of character foil on. Just place them where I want, and then I'm going to give them a good old rub. You can use a silicone tool or your fingers. I use a silicone tool and my finger just to kind of make sure everything is nicely rubbed in and transferred. Once you're happy, peel your foil off. If any bits haven't stuck, you can just press it down and give it another good old rub. I decided that I want to just put the little bell at the end to kind of fill out any blank space that's there. And then I'm going to no wipe top coat him. You can do these in matte, and I have done a video for Phoenix for the Phoenix Glitter YouTube page, and I'll leave a link so you can check that out. It's a bit more detailed on how I do my ombres and my foils with ombre chromes, and yes, I'll leave that link if you're interested. But here they are. These are two different foil designs. They're both really pretty and super quick and easy to do. This design again is foils and chrome, so what I'm doing is I'm going in with 2 layers of a black gel polish, and I'm going to be using purple and blue chrome, as well as 2 different shades of blue and another purple foil as well. So these are the different foils that I'm using. I'm going to put my no wipe top coat over the nail, and again just cure for a couple of seconds, no more than 5 really, because it likes to have that mildly tacky layer to still work on. I'm then going to rub my chromes in, and obviously the more you rub the chrome, the shinier they get. I'm not being too careful where I place this because the foils over the top are going to add a little bit more dimension to the nail. Once I'm happy, I'm going to brush off the excess, and then I'm going to use the dry brush technique and just kind of sporadically place my foil gel, and then I'm going to cure that in the lamp. Once that's cured in the lamp, I'm going to use my 3 different foils and just place them over the nail, not being too particular. I'm putting a bit more of the blue on the purple and the purple on the blue, and then I do go in with a lighter shade of blue, and that just kind of adds a little highlight and definition in the nail. I'm then using the stamping plate that's for the snowflakes, and I'm using a stamping gel. Unfortunately, I have lost some of the footage of me actually picking the design up on the stamper and transferring it, but if you know how to stamp, this will be fine. But it's a really pretty design, and I just no wipe top coated it, and here it is. I'm annoyed I've lost that footage though. So for this next design, this is kind of like an abstract holly sort of thing with some foils and some hand painted details on. I'm going in with Cover Rose, which is a lovely pink builder gel. Personal preference, I prefer this over some of the nude pink gel polishes I've got, but you can use whatever you've got that works. So I'm just putting a nice even layer of this on, and then once this is cured in my lamp, I will go in and do a second coat. Once that's come out of the lamp, I'm going to go in with a matte top coat, and this will just stop my foil sticking to all over the nail and only stick in the places that I want it to. So once I put my matte top coat on, I am going to cure in my lamp. And then I'm going to take my foil gel, and again I'm going to do the dry brush technique, so you can see I'm scraping off as much of the product as possible. And then I'm just going to kind of place this on the nail where I think it should go. If you have got too much on there, you can just wipe it off and start again. But I'm then going to cure that in the lamp, and rather than rubbing it like I did with the other Christmas foils, I'm just kind of pressing this on and pulling it off quite quickly. I'm then taking a dotting tool and this gorgeous red. Now this has a slight like metallic-y sheen to it. It is from the Glass and Blue Spirit collection, and it is really pretty. I'm curing those red dots in the lamp for 30 seconds, and then I'm just taking a fine liner brush with some white gel polish on and just kind of adding little highlights to my little holly berries, and then I'm curing in the lamp. This just adds that little extra bit of detail and kind of ties it in together. I'm then going to go over with no wipe top coat, and I'm putting a bit more of the top coat where the berries are, because obviously they stand off of the nail slightly, and I just kind of want to make sure it's a nice smooth even surface the whole way across the nail. And I'm going to cure in the lamp. You can turn it upside down to even it out, but here they are. This is what it would look like as a full set. You obviously don't have to do a full set of these designs, but it's just something different and is really pretty. for my final design, I think I'm on to number 5. Again, I'm going in with the Cover Rose Builder, and I'm going to do a French nail. So I'm going to do a hand-painted French gel polish design. Again, I'm putting a nice even layer of this first coat of this colour down. For my first coat, I will cure, and then I will do my my second coat. And then I'm taking my fine liner that's got some white gel polish on, and this is just how I like to do my Frenches. You could obviously do them in a way that works for you, but I like to put in my centre line, and then I will do 2 lines that are of equal distance and size on the side walls of the nail, and then I kind of just go in and join them all up together. I try and do the lines in kind of sections, so I know that I'm not going to put too much on there. If at any point you do find that you haven't got the right shape, so like right now for me that isn't 100% perfect, you can go in with some cleanser and just kind of neaten up any of those edges, but I'm kind of happy with how this looks now. So I'm just taking the white end of the brush from my gel polish and just popping this over the nail. You can fill it in with the fine liner, but I just found that it could take a little bit longer than I wanted. But I cure that, and then I just kind of even up my smile line shape with my fine liner. Just to kind of perfect it and make sure I'm happy. The good thing with gel polishes is you can work until you're happy with it, and if for whatever reason you don't like it, then you can always wipe it off and start again. So once that is cured, I'm going to go in with coat number 2 just to kind of add a bit more coverage to the white and make it a little bit more opaque. Like I said, you can go in with your fine liner and perfect it if you'd rather. And I'm just doing that now just to kind of neaten up any last little bits that I'm not 100% happy with. And then I'm going to matte top coat this once I've cured it in the lamp. And this will just make the drawing of my design easier. I've got some white, some red, and I have 2 different shades of green on here, and that is just because for my holly leaves I want to add a little bit more highlight and definition to them. But I'm just using my dotting tool and doing 3 dots that are kind of in a triangle shape. I'm curing those in the lamp, and then I'm doing a small green dot with my dotting tool of the lighter shade of green, and then I'm using my fine liner to kind of drag that product out and create a small point. And I'm going to do this on all of the on all of the where the berries are, and I kind of do around 3 of the lighter colour for each red dot berry, if that makes any sense. I'm then going to cure that in the lamp, and I then go in with the darker shade. Now for the darker shade I did mix, as you can see on the palette, the lighter green with the darker one, just to kind of have like that in-between shade. And I'm just kind of overlapping this on some of the leaves and then adding like a little section for them as well. Then I'm going in with my white on a super fine brush. This is just one that I trimmed down. And again, I'm adding those little highlights to those berries, and I will cure this in the lamp for 30 seconds once I'm happy. Then once that's cured, I'm going in with a sparkly no wipe top coat just to kind of tie everything together. And I'm kind of being a little bit more sparse over the berries. I don't want as much of the sparkle there because I want to be able to still see the detail in the berries. And then I'm putting a little bit more over where the kind of nail bed would be. And then I'm going to cure them in the lamp for 30 seconds. And here is what they look like. These are my favourite set out of the whole video. But yeah, I really hope you guys have liked this week's video. Please do like and subscribe, and have a very lovely Christmas.